Okay, and in the next installment of Medicare Myths, we're going to talk about myth number 2, which is I don't need a Part D plan, which is your prescription drug plan, if I don't currently have prescriptions. And on the surface, that would pretty much make sense, because why pay for something you don't need? Unfortunately, that's not the way insurance works, and it is going to cause you problems down the road. So I want to let you know what those problems are so you can avoid them and ways to make this easier for you. So let's consider a couple of things. If you currently have original Medicare, you're only allowed to make changes during certain times of the year unless you have an SCP, which we talked about in another myth. So if you don't take out a Part D now when you have original Medicare, and then if something happens and you do get a prescription, you're not going to be able to roll in a Part D until the next open enrollment period. So you're going to be out of pocket for the prescriptions all of that time. But even more important than that is the next thing. You are going to be charged a 1% penalty on your Part D premiums for every month of late enrollment. So if you don't enroll in Part D for a year after you get Part A and B, you're going to have a 12% penalty every month in perpetuity for the rest of the time that you carry Medicare. And those fees can add up to a lot over the long run. So I want to give you an example. If you don't take out a Part D, and let's say for 3 years after your eligibility date, and all of a sudden you get an illness that requires a prescription, not only will you have to pay out of pocket until the next open enrollment, when you do take out your Part D, at that point you're going to be charged a 36% penalty on top of the normal premium for Part D every month for as long as you have Medicare at that point in time. So you can see where that's really going to add up. So really, the only reason you should not take out a Part D plan, and the only way you're not going to get penalized for not taking out a Part D plan, is if you currently still work, even though you're on Medicare Part A and B, if you currently have a job and what's called credible coverage, and that means that you have coverage equivalent to what Medicare Part D would offer you, then you get a pass on the penalty. But as soon as you lose that coverage, you then have an SCP, special enrollment period, where you can then take out a Part D plan and not be penalized for it. So that's kind of the truth about how the Part D works and why you want that plan in place, even if you don't have prescriptions today, because it will save you money in the long run. Hope that helped.